Alright, so project motor swap is underway. I got the, the motor out of the 5216. There it is, still locked up. I don't know if I showed this before, but that's a brand new coil. So they did a bunch of stuff to this thing. New plugs, but it was bad. So anyway, there's the V-twin Vanguard going in. That's going to go in there. It's already disconnected. I think the wiring is going to work out pretty well without too much trouble. The muffler is an issue, but I think we got that figured out. As you can see, the front of this frame right here there's nothing there, and on that clearly you can see that bar, so I got to cut that off. So that's what the old cutting tool is for. But just a little update on what's happening with the 5216 and the black tractor. I think the hood is going to go on as well, since I got the lights and everything on it. I'll just put the hood on the 5216 and we'll be good to go, I think. So that's it for now. Look for another update coming soon. Thanks for watching. Okay, this is where we're at on the motor swap. Got the Vanguard in. Got this piece cut off right here. That went right across. Now cut off because the muffler obviously sits right here, and that bar would have been in the way. So that's all good to go. Kind of cleaned up underneath it a little bit. I mean, it was so dirty into there. That's just a pile that was what I swept out from underneath it. It's still pretty dirty into there, but anyway, got that. My only issue now is the wiring. The wiring was all taped up. I pretty much took most of the tape off. You can see. This thing will not focus. Well, you can see it's all shambles. I do believe I got this is the wire for the carburetor solenoid. It clicks when I turn the key, so that's good. My biggest concern is this here. The original engine was a 3 amp DC unregulated. What that means I really don't know. This is a 10 or 16 amp regulated. Obviously this is the regulator, I assume. And so I just need a red wire. I assume it's just red wire, but I'm not 100% sure. I do know that this red wire turned into a yellow wire right here. Boy, you just can't, this camera is so bad. Turned into a yellow wire, and then it went to the, so the yellow and the green here went to I assume the alternator. So those two went on the original engine, went underneath the shroud, and again assumed to the alternator. So I'm not 100% sure. Supposedly, according to the book, that should be a direct connection from a DC unregulated to a 10 or 16 amp regulated. You just plug the one red in here. So it's probably what I'm going to do. I need to put the muffler on real quick and see if it'll start in current format, and then see if the transmission's good, because I'm not sure if I had that in video or not. But once I got this thing home and looked at it and had the engine out of it, I just figured I'd check the transmission, the hydros fluid, and there was none in it. So I've added fluid, and so I got to see if that will, if the transmission is good or not. If it's not, I do have another transmission, but of course not something I wanted to do. But I got all the choke here and the throttle cable here on. So let me get this muffler on, see if I can get it started, and try the training. Okay, well, I got the hood on. I don't have the wiring figured out yet, but it does start. Transmission does work. Seems to work fine. Got all the wiring to figure out. But still. And so when you shut it off, it doesn't die right away. Turn the key to off, and it runs another 3 seconds or so until it's out of fuel, I guess, or it turns it off, so the carburetor solenoid shuts off the fuel. So I got to figure out. I'm assuming this is the kill switch here, but I need to figure out which wire goes to that, which wire goes to the alternator. And I can deal with the lights separately. And you can see the steering is bent up. Pretty badly bent, and it kind of steers funny when you turn to the left, I guess it is. So I'm thinking about taking the whole front end off the black tractor. And putting on the 5216, and it's just a matter, really, of undoing that bolt right there, and it's these. I guess that's what they call the hitch. You attach all your attachments to that. So it's this piece here, all the steering components, goes all the way back to this piece here. It just slides off that shaft, whatever you want to call it. So it should be pretty simple, just a matter of jacking them up and getting them swapped over. But I think that's what I'm going to do at some point here. Let's move that front end over. And you're probably thinking, well, why don't you just, swap the transmission from this one to that one? It's not exactly a direct swap. It is, but it isn't. I don't want to mess with it. I know how to do the engines. I don't do the transmission so much. So that's what it is. But I believe the front end will probably be swapped. I mean, I could just do, this piece, unbolt that, and just take this piece off along with that. It goes to the other side, obviously, and replace it that way. But I think it'll just be easier to just do the whole thing. So that's it for now. When I figure out this wiring, I'll get that posted. put a deck on here and call it a day. So thanks for watching.